Can fly immediately. He used to calculate often. Would you like to take dance lessons? Would we iron later? Did we expect something else? Do you have a laptop in hand? I will be traveling to an English-speaking country. The dog barks at the postman. Your daughter is an artist. He has a passion for traveling and exploring new cultures. I'm going to the dentist next week. Your half-sister was an inspector. We went to Paris for our honeymoon. The situation is beyond the limits of human decency. Can you turn the music down, please? They were eating pizza when the doorbell rang. We wash. They will play football in the park later today. We'll roll. This way the recipe will be ready in no time. Could not protect. You cannot do this. Tell me what you want. Didn't we collect last year? Her husband was a urologist. What does this word mean? Should not continue. We are aware of this. I accept your invitation to the party. I had never had sushi before, but now it is one of my favorite foods. I will carry the food to the car. We'll add it right away. Our goal is to increase sales by 20%. Were their stepmothers garbage collectors? The slow cooker is cooking dinner while I'm at work. I can overcome. Was my stepsister a tailor? Was my father an environmentalist? The doctor gave medicine to relieve the patient's pain. Won't you include it in the twilight? Can't they close after 2 days? Everything seems to be going wrong. Shopping. You shouldn't get it soon. Can't I specify every year? Can it fit? You should consider all options before making a decision. Inconsistency. Opposite. I have a favorite friend who is extra fit and fair. His friend is a model. He can't settle in. The course was challenging but rewarding. Silver is also a precious metal. I love going shopping for new clothes. Didn't we apply annually? It can help you communicate with people from all over the world. His grandfather is a dietitian. The campaign highlighted in red was John's test campaigns. We advertise in the local newspaper. Before we begin, let's review the agenda. What will you do tomorrow? Shouldn't he forget every week? Can you give me some examples? Couldn't they analyze 3 weeks ago? Can you lift the books off the floor? I would go home. When would you like your appointment to be? Your half-sister was an astronomer. Do they have to play in the afternoon? I've never had a job interview at Company X before. Can't he get better? Sorry, I'm a little late. Can you start without me? The authority on the subject is a well-known scientist. There are not many parking spaces in this area. They will be staying at home this weekend. To indicate, payment received on time. Because I want to speak English with my sons. Doesn't it get old later? My mother-in-law was a pediatrician. I won't cost every week. Should not hate. Have you blamed before? I want to learn to play the piano. They couldn't paint at night. He enjoys playing video games in his spare time. I shouldn't feed at sunset. Can it be touched? Sorry, all our rooms face the parking lot. I can't focus. I often go to the office. Won't it make monthly calls? Should be limited to a weekly basis. Can you object at noon? I played video games for an hour and then did my homework. The store is open until 9 p.m. Could it be missing? Was it yearly? It won't go until you say goodbye to everyone. I support it. May not be shared every month. He took action to fix the problem. My grandfather was a banker. I just made a mistake in testing. You are very active. Carefully. The race was pretty close. What kind of support can you give to our project? I will be here to answer all your questions. I'm sorry, I do not know. Not commented now? Are his brothers mechanics? Now he can be an illusionist. Anything is possible if you put your mind to it. Shouldn't we propose at noon? I couldn't collect at noon. Didn't they object? White walls make the room appear larger. How does this work? Can you help me with this? May not usually prevail. I am working. I'm going to watch TV tonight. The top of the mountain was covered with snow. You shouldn't run with scissors. He proves it. Wouldn't we have diversified before? Don't we usually make jewelry? Is aware of this. Social. Can he be afraid of 2 weeks? Could argue. Couldn't it be missing 1 year ago? The East Coast was hit by a severe storm. Was he a fireman then? Earlier I was recovering at 4 a.m. His half-brothers are ambassadors. Should you add it later? Earthquakes. Can you report? Insecure. Didn't I get in at 5 a.m. before? John will check more this week. His friends are opticians. They will have a family reunion. Previously protected. The juicer is great for making fresh juice. The store will sell. The gas station attendant was friendly and helpful. Have you noticed? Was our grandson a journalist? I have to get it done at 4 midnight. I can't believe I'm alive. You should not leave the kitchen while cooking on the stove. If it's cloudy, I won't go out. Good luck in French. The castle was built in the middle of the 13th century. There were many examples. I had finished my homework before my mother came home. I didn't answer every day. You understand that, right? Your nephew is a lawyer. Did I defend? I'm traveling after 3 weekends. We had a meeting and after that we went out for lunch. The library is open from 10 o'clock to 1800. I use the internet every day. We couldn't come 2 days ago. What is the purpose of your trip? I was going to school. Then you can believe. You go to the gym after work. I chatted with my friends online. Which is your favorite river? I love you since 1980. We could have had a great time if it hadn't rained. I was disappointed that the concert was cancelled due to bad weather conditions. This way the recipe will be ready in no time. We have a reservation for dinner at 7 p.m. He played basketball in high school and college. I was working 2 years later. They can shoot normally. How many? We are a doctor. My relatives were pediatricians. I can laugh. Problems can arise when people do not communicate. Will he dive? His colleague is a lieutenant. Why did you want to travel? They cannot increase after 1 day. It gets very hot here, especially in summer. I can win at noon. Well, you learn from your mistake. They can shoot normally. I'm not sure if I'm the best fit for this job. I told your cousin's postman. Fist. They will not be monthly interviewers. What sports can you do? You can usually be an electrician. He swam in the ocean on vacation. Not wearing. Then he is convinced. I'm in the room with the sink. Can they worry right away? Both employees and customers will benefit from this upgrade. I'm not sure I understand what you're asking. What would you like to do? Can you help me solve this crossword puzzle? Can you show me where the accessories are? I am an intensive care specialist every day. They should not be guards at sunrise. Can you look at this? So far, so good. Part of the meeting. Also, Annie had a cold. Not right every year. I want to buy a new car. You have breakfast every morning. He will visit his family next weekend. I can be a producer. We couldn't do that. Rarely hit? Outside. I had a cheeky grin on my face. He is under my attention. May post 2 a.m. later. Can be a consultant every day. Today I got up early and had my breakfast too. Is my mom the referee? We need to test this plan before we implement it. Shall we vote at dawn? By the way, I didn't understand why Tom came. Do we have deep link URLs? What is this URL? You can file a lawsuit 4 months in advance. The lawyer will defend his client in court next week. Husband nanny. Isn't he judging now? The condition of the roads is a major concern for passengers. I eat every day. Fruit salad. We may not be able to talk later. I shouldn't be a neurologist in 5 hours. We offer a variety of snacks and light snacks. Were we repeating it every week? What is your favorite sandwich filling? You shouldn't be blogging at sunrise. Are their neighbors a gynecologist? To solve. I have an appointment with the doctor for tomorrow. What is your address? I will not defend. I don't want to lose my appearance. Who took your hat? Can't we do it from time to time? My mother will come to us. Do you have a bar? Your books are in my car. Should he coach after 2 months? Enrichment. The bottom of this bottle is dirty. The team played forward and dominated the game. They do their laundry once a week. Are you sure now? Am I not an announcer soon? I will behave. Outside. Are there relatives nurses? I definitely danced at my wedding. Please guide me. Shouldn't I be a noon paramedic? Couldn't they have been lifeguards a week ago? I love it even though it's bad. Can't base every day? We visited our grandparents at the weekend. Can't continue before? Are their husbands bankers? Shouldn't we be journalists next year? They have to negotiate after a century. I will have this. Do they replace it every month? Didn't come out last year. Saturday is my favorite day of the week. Can I see your ID, please? Is their spouse the second man? We're going to watch a movie tonight. Will they be alchemists sometimes? You did not succeed at noon. We need to buy food weekly. But you also need to help us. Do we have to serve after 4 midnight? Was our stepson a pie player? Some kind of toy. Can I address? I'll buy you something on the way home. We went to the beach and had a picnic by the sea. You have breakfast every morning. Am I not sounding normal? Didn't he question 3 days ago? Can't you wait a second? Didn't you wake up after? Are you firing me? I'm not firing you. I'm sending you home. My alarm will go off in an hour. You can make a cake for your family. Can't we fly in an hour? Can we race after 2 nights? Your parents are air traffic controllers. His contribution to the project was invaluable. Can't they force? Don't you have to take care of it at night? I have to go to the bank and the post office, and after that I will finish my business. Can't we pour it later? I have a pain in my chest. How many people attend the meeting exactly? Always be grateful for what you have in life. Won't you measure at dawn? Won't it include? I usually listen to music on the bus. I have reservations about the safety of the amusement park. Your half-sister was an astronomer. I will be brave. Is to wake up. They would examine. They could control it 2 years ago. Won't I be back? This makes sense, but I'm still not sure I understand. He likes to do sports. I'll just take some time and take it back. They won't start the meeting until the president arrives. Experts from all over the world attended the conference. I visited New York twice. Pushing 10 years. Generous. I'm going to have to miss your concert because I have to work. You were getting married. The music of the legendary composer is still performed today. The channel was too deep. My uncle is a doctor. Should not be cooked every week. My sister was a hydrologist. All students passed the exam. The building was on fire. When do you like to go to the museum? They are never translators. He had never seen Ankara before. The fog is thickening outside. He won't leave until he's done. I need to use the bathroom. Where is the nearest toilet? I'm talking. He also likes to do sports. I've never been to some of these places before. He drew a portrait of his sister. How did you walk? Won't you be late for work? We will not defend on a daily basis. Is your spouse a physicist? When do I clean my room? On Sundays we play board games with our friends. He has a lot of money. They are planning a trip to Europe next summer. I have a lot of work to do this week. He is a professional athlete and trains every day. Can it renew sometimes? How much will it take? Considers noon. I will cook dinner tonight. There are some books on the shelf if you're interested. You should avoid eating too much sugar. Won't it be noon? Had attended. Can't he lay? Was soon under control. Should it serve soon? Tried a new recipe for dinner. His friend was a manager. Shouldn't it be stored every month? I will sleep. Was your spouse a bishop? Rarely did I save. Were my relatives tradesmen? Your half-brother is an analyst. You're going to the gym later today. Buyer. His wife was a mechanic. Should not continue. Before I started, I studied drawing. Mary was aware of this situation. Was the rain quiet? If it's not cold, I'll go outside. He likes to read books in his spare time. Will I miss it soon? We can build this house. I'm bored tight. Can they call? Mary was aware of this situation. From. Rarely can't he be a watchman? If it's not risky, I'll leave. Did a geologist a second ago? Is her daughter a paramedic? I love to cook and try new recipes. Should take a weekly break. He is under humiliation. What is your favorite restaurant? Can you be a daily nutritionist? Does he write children? Opposite. Was his half-brother a servant? The episode was very interesting. Could you please let me know if you have any special needs? I'm going to have dinner with my family tonight. The print format needs to be adjusted. His brother-in-law is president. Can't I always encourage you? I hope you are well. I'm going to the market to buy bread. They have a large family and love to spend time together. Before we get started, let's get to our agenda. I'm going to watch the match live tonight. He was never a sculptor. You will be waiting for the bus. I go to school by car. Does your hotel have Wi-Fi? Could you please bring the relevant test results? At the end of the month, we will have finished the project. They had already decided on the menu before I arrived. We will discuss the proposal at the meeting. Do you like cooking? Usually blogger? They seldom won. A politician should always be able to account for the money he receives. He was typing on his laptop when I entered the room. You will watch television. My mother-in-law was an acrobat. Can we get these files? I try to exercise every day. He often cooked. Is our daughter free? Brother-in-law is a draper. Should they be born? Is his wife a grocer? How do you say this thing? Give birth. They were not preferred a second ago. There is a trash can under the table. Then you can't manage. Was I shedding every week? You don't often become CEO. You will be contacted every day. I will send it at night. Above all, safety is our priority. We aim for the dawn. I will kill you when I see you. Are they factory workers? He's going to paint the bedroom. Can we lie now? Before we make a decision, let's gather more data. Rarely cry? They wouldn't last. I'm going to the market to buy chips. I have a big project to finish by the end of the week. May not usually prevail. Can you be responsible? Never fear. We weren't close for 5 weekends before. Burst. It is reliable. Is her mother a bus driver? Don't I paint at noon? Can you get me some food? Can play every day. These cakes look delicious. They will travel to Europe next month. To cut. We didn't do angling then. Were his parents overseers? The education system in the country needed reform. I will come. Were they used every day? Need courier next year. Would you refuse? You can work. He got stuck in traffic on his way to work. Your half-brother is a stockbroker. Can 10 years joke? Is our mother-in-law a dermatologist? Can serve. In which aisle are the chips located? She bought a new dress for the party. They can break at night. Where can I find the pet food section? Can he fix it later at 1 a.m.? Is her granddaughter a nurse? A good cook. I'm taking a day off from work next week. Your uncle was a lifesaver. You must exist.